Hello everyone, it's Hedge, and today I am doing the LARP Tag. So the LARP Tag is a thing that's been circulating through YouTube for a few years now, and I haven't been specifically tagged because I don't know anyone here. There are a few YouTubers, among others Mo Bryan, Tamways Travels and Status LARP, and also LARP Forge, who tagged just everyone who wanted to do this tag, and I'm one of these people. So without much further ado, I am doing these questions. I have them on a old-fashioned piece of paper because I'm a loser and my mobile phone isn't really that fancy. Question number 1. And it's already getting embarrassing because I have no idea anymore. I know that she was your basic adventuring character. Her father was a blacksmith, which was just to justify her having a sword. And she was basically out to test her metal, or basically her father's metal, because he's a blacksmith and I'm over-explaining the joke. But yeah, it's been some time and I have no idea what her name was. Seriously, I asked a friend of mine whom I started LARPing with together, and he didn't know either. So, okay, let's just leave it at that. Question number 2. An NPC is an unplayed character, but you probably know that already. I also have a What is LARP Actually explanation video, and that's down below in the description box. And my favorite NPC role so far. The Earth Goddess thing was nice, but I actually like my Krieg der Runen, which is War of the Runes, NPC for partying down at the tavern with the players. Best, it's Roshin. Roshin is has a public bath tub thingy, and she also freelances as a prostitute from time to time, and also as a psychologist, therapist thing for the rest of the villagers. I like her. She's cool. She's cool. I like Rasheen. I also wouldn't play her all the time, but she's a great NPC and a great person to be when you're not being a shadow monster. Number 3. I actually made this prized possession because of this question, because I noticed that Triff, my current, or my currently most played character, didn't have one yet, and so it turned out to be this. It's a tiny little sheep toy made out of an actual piece of sheepskin that turned up at a flash, and it is sewn, felted and bound, and it has a rather derpy little face, and the horns are made from actual horn buttons, so it probably used to be antlers, but now it's ram's horns. And the story behind that, also it has a cute little tail, and the story behind this is that she got this from her brother when she joined the Coast Patrol, because her brother isn't really the most courageous guy, but he is a very capable shepherd, and he made this for her, and she always has it with her, but it doesn't have a name. Maybe it's named Jigget, I don't know, for 20. The Yanton Tethera, the shepherd's counting system. So yeah, or maybe it's named Tethera. Tethera is a good name. So this is Tethera, Triff's most prized possession. Question number 4. None, because I usually. The problem is define ruined. Ruined shoes means to me that you can't wear them anymore because the soles have worn out and there's water getting in. I actually had this happen to me once at LARP, but those were shoes I was wearing for, at that point, at least 5 years, basically non-stop. Those were my hiking boots, and I was really miffed when I noticed that there was water getting in at this con. And yeah, it was the first day and playing hadn't even started, and I didn't take any second shoes, and that was really stupid. Never doing that again. Never. So basically I haven't ruined any shoes LARPing, because actually all of my LARP shoes I've also been wearing in real life, and I don't consider them being covered in mud ruined, because, you know, it's shoes, you can just clean them. Question number 5. This year it's been 12 years. Yay! And I still love the hobby. Essentially I took a 1-year break from LARPing when I just had started uni, because I had no one to LARP with, and my own group or constellation with the people I played with and also organized LARPs with, because there was personal differences and people moving away, things like that. And then I started again about a year later, but I never really stopped. Yeah, I've essentially been LARPing for 12 years. Question number 6. My first ever in-game experience was being that character that I don't really remember the name of, and getting my in-game pay for I think it was supposed to be an archaeological expedition thingy. But if you mean really intense in-game experience, that would be when we got into a fight with a couple of dark elves at the same event, and then it turned out that the dark elves weren't actually the bad guys, but the guy we worked for was the bad guy. And then we were all beaten unconscious, and the elves carried us back to our camp, and I got carried by the guy I had a huge crush on at the time. So that was fantastic for me and fantastic for my character, because, well, there was this good-looking high elf, dark elf thingy. That was pretty good. Question number 7. So I'm going to answer this for my 3 most played characters, and we'll start with Sasha, my ice mage, which is pretty easy because she is just Elsa from Frozen at her absolute worst, like self-loathing, and I do everything wrong and I don't deserve this, and I can just screw it up because it's going down anyway and everything is bad. That's Sasha. Also we have Noya, my news reporter from a impoverished noble family, which would be the 3 kittens from Aristocats mashed together. And then we have Triff, my favorite character to play at the moment, and she is basically Peasant Merida. She's Peasant Merida. Question number 8. Hard. I have this idea for a creature collector hunter thingy, which I want to play mainly because of the prop building. Maybe because it's not like I'm kind of obsessed with prop building. So this creature hunter collector thingy, because of the props, I would love to play anything in a Jobak LARP. I really don't care what, but I'd love to play a Koha Castle student, College of History. I would also love the concept of a whole group of fawns. That would be pretty cool. Or satyrs. And I mean really a whole group, really well-researched ancient Greece background and well done leg suits and everything. I love that. Question number 9. Oh, that one's easy. Changeling the dreaming, changeling the dreaming, changeling the dreaming, changeling the dreaming. There's only this one answer, changeling the dreaming. I'd also love to, as I mentioned before, go to College of Wizardry, either as an NPC or as a prop builder, or because I actually want to make the magic happen for people rather than experience the magic, because I'm kind of weird. My initial answer for this was Changing the Dreaming by White Wolf, because this is my favorite role-playing setting ever. Everything is a little bit more gothy and punkish. It's called goth punk, basically. And changelings are fey souls trapped or reborn in the bodies of people, and I feel so strongly about this background, about this setting, that I really have to hold back not just to nerd on about Changing the Dreaming for about 2 hours. I'd also love to play at least a one-shot in the Dresden Files universe. I'd like to play actual fairies at some point. Like, or, I've got it. The Borrowers. I'd love a Borrowers LARP. You know, those tiny little people who climb giant armchairs with hat pins and things like that? That would be so cool. But it would be so fucking complicated to set up, because you would need all these giant pieces of furniture. But that would be so cool. That would be so amazing. And question number 10. If you go by what I can do best, that would be quarterstaff, because I actually do that best. I even taught something related to quarterstaff at our uni's extracurricular sports program. But if you ask me what weapons I love using most, that would be a tie between this staff, doesn't fit on the camera, and my cutlass, which I love a lot because it's well weighted and I really like fighting with it, and it's really fun. This is and my bow and arrow. So I actually can't really decide because I'm not good at making decisions. I'm also tagging everyone who wants to do this, because you can't really wait around for someone to actually learn your name to do this, because everybody should be able to do this. And I don't want to be exclusive, and I actually don't know anyone who hasn't done this already, and they probably don't know me anyway, so I'd love to hear your answers. If you do it, especially if you do it sparked by this video, leave me a comment with a link and I'd be glad to watch it. I hope you enjoyed my answers, including all the rambling, and you know the drill. Like, subscribe,